Hey y'all, hey, is it me or is travel just getting really crazy these days? And the reason why I say that is because we've seen the news. You've seen the hollering man and the hollering baby. We've seen people being strapped to their seats with duct tape. We've seen people go on the attack, and we've even seen somebody try to open up the emergency exit so that they could make their own exit off of the plane before the plane had even landed. So I'm not sure what's going on in the world, but this is where we are today. So let's get into this because there's a lot to unpack. I'm getting ready to plan my own trip. I'm going away in a few days, and I am thinking about some of my craziest and worst travel experiences that I've had, and I've had plenty. It's not always easy traveling around as a woman of color, getting through and navigating places, but let me tell you about some of my worst experiences. So I went to Hong Kong years ago. I expected that I probably wouldn't see too many people that necessarily look like me, but I wasn't expecting people to like walk up to me and like stare at me or try to touch me to see, I don't know if the brown would come off or stay or whatever the case may be. I just wasn't used to that. I didn't feel like it was the most warm and welcoming place to be in, but it was absolutely beautiful. So I'm kind of sad that some of that happened, that it kind of sucks a little bit that it wasn't warm and welcoming, but it is what it is. I had someone tell me as we were boarding the flight, and I was standing there with, my information, and they were like, that this is the business class flight, or this is the business class boarding area. And I was just like, yes, I do. I'm where I belong. And it was just, I flew first class to Denver a few weeks ago, and while I was sitting there, the seat next to me was empty, and the person who was there came and sat down. She looked pleasant enough. I thought, to myself that I really wanted to get some sleep, and she says to me, before she could even get hello out of her mouth, she talked to me about people with Afro puffs, people with dreadlocks, and just decided that she wanted to share this information with me about what her children wanted to do, what the fact that they wanted these kind of styles in their own hair. And I just looked at her and said, I think this is going to be a very long flight. And I think she got the hint and really tried her best after that to, kind of compensate or make up for the commentary. But she went on to say, I just wanted you to know that your hairstyle, you wear it well. And perhaps if she started off with that, it would have been perfectly fine. But because she went the route of telling me about other people who were Nordic, that wanted their hair like this, it was bizarre. Another thing that happened, and I talked about this in my other video, I went to the Moon Palace with my son, and we stayed at the Grand. And when we got there, on our transportation ride to the resort, there were 3 different sections. Two other families that was with us, they stayed at the other section. I think there was some confusion as to where they needed to be dropped off. And once they got that sorted out, I think they forgot that we were still on the bus and needed to be dropped off at the Grand. So they kept going and left out off the property premise and then proceeded to go to other resorts. And then when I spoke up to try and figure out what was going on, why we weren't being dropped off at our other resort, the guy said to us, can he drop off some other couple where they needed to go? 45 minutes later, we were dropped off at our resort. And when I tell you that if he would have just turned around within that time frame, I would have been back at my own resort within 10 minutes. So yeah, got taken for a very long ride. So I just wanted to know, have you had any crazy travel experiences? I'm thinking about actually doing a live and seeing if people would just actually call in and share their experiences and go over things, or tips to avoid these things or try to lessen it anyway. I'm really thinking about that. I think when I talk to people and share my experiences, share my stories. I like to compare and contrast and find out what's going on with them. I am definitely looking into, travel vlogging and bringing you more information. When I get finished with my next few days of travel that I have, I'm going to have plenty of videos to be able to show you some of these experiences. But anyway, if you like what you have seen or heard on this channel, by all means, please like, comment, and hit the subscribe button.